This is from the book Raising Both Worlds, a spiritual book. And this is part 2 of how people know who you are before you. I remember going to the Bahamas. I was probably 13. I was out fishing in the ocean in a little dinghy boat. Bad storm come. The storm stopped completely. Long enough for us to get back to safety. Matter of fact, as soon as we got home, the bottom dropped out again and it turned dark. And it was like 12 o'clock, I guess. And it was 12 p.m. And it looked like 12 a.m. But that night, the spirit and the angel put on a show, dancing for my whole family, while me and my brother sit outside on the porch. My family ran outside and saw all the spirit and angel dancing, around. Looked like by the thousands. And they were ancestors. They were singing, humming like old slave songs, right? But before I left to come back to America, because we went to Bahamas, living with my grandparents, my granddaddy did something he never done before. He called me to his room. That never happened before unless he's gonna whoop my ass. Right? And that was just one time he beat me by going to see the mermaids, me and my brother. But he called me. And he say, thank you. I say, for what, Granddad? He said, you showed me. I reckon them spirits and the angels were out there because of you. He said, I think you have a special journey, son. God chosen you for something. And only time gonna reveal it. So I'm asking you, son, to stay out of trouble. Because every week you have a near-death experience. So I reckon the angels are there to protect you. Whoever you are, you're very important. But at least make it to your journey and quit taking so many chances. And I also want to thank you for showing me in my old age that I have something to look forward to after death. You know I'm old and I don't have long. And my biggest fear was there was going to be nothing after death. We just gone. He said, you done showed me different, son. Thank you. But I never saw a spirit or a ghost. But when I walked out that front door, I never saw nothing like that in my life, son. Somebody, and I think of you, got a very, very important meeting in a very important journey. Granddad told me that, right? Now, the second person to tell me that was Ted Bundy when I was in college. All the work release guys kept saying, man, Ted say you something special. Ted say you something special. I said, hey, man, go back and tell that man ain't with that gay shit, man. They said, no, man, he don't mean it like that. He don't mean it like that, young buck. We'll go and ask him what he mean. And what Ted said, I never thought about it, but it made sense. He said, you in classes where there never been a black person. He said, you in classes with 40 millionaires. He said, the guys tell me, you with 40 millionaires and you dirt poor. That's why I have to take care of you. Your own family don't even want to take care of you or do nothing for you. and you in the area where you look at a white man wrong, you're dead. Every week for 2 years, you done beat up a Ku Klux Klan. And we in prison wondering how you still alive. So you definitely a part of history already. Even if you don't graduate, you part of history, son. But you taking a golf course management. I never seen a black golf course superintendent or manager. So that's why I say you special, godson. Because you in places where no black man had never been, and you taking up a subject that no black man ever have. That's why you special, godson, and you gonna be famous. Then I understood. And Ted Bundy always said that for 3 years. So you something special, godson. You something special. But this is a story that got me from my buddy Gary Neal, who died in 2010. It's a weird story because he was living with me, you know, like on weekends and stuff. Me and him always hang together, barbecue, and drink beer. And one day I heard him hollering. See, he was standing in front of the house. I was living in the back. My house was big. Same house. Same house, not big, you know. And he was hollering. I run in there with my shotgun. I said, what wrong, what wrong? He said, David, can I sleep with the lights on? I said, yeah, why? He said, God just judged me. I said, how God judged you, man, and you still living? I'm telling you, David, please listen to me. God just judged me. And you were on the side of God. I said, God judged me. He said, I'm going to leave it up to you to whether or not that I go to hell. At what level of heaven I go to. He said, you sent me to hell, David. But I don't blame you. God showed me what all I did to you and all the people I cheated. And I cheated you more than anybody else in the world. All put together, David. He said, dog, who is you on the other side? I say, I don't know. But now, you got me scared. I said, I know I was a warrior angel. One of 4 in God's army, warrior leaders. I say, but now you saying I was next to God? Say, Gabriel, you standing in front of the gates of heaven. God didn't make the decision where I go at. You made the decision. And I say, well, I heard whoever you hurt the most make the decision whether or not you go to heaven or hell. I say, I don't think I'm God's right-hand man. I know I'm in the military. Angel told me I'm a leader in the military. I say, but, bruh, I ain't send you to hell. Because heaven got rules, so as I sent you to hell, I'm going by the rules of heaven. I say, heaven got rules. You know, and he said, all I know, man, is keep living like you living. Say, we look at you as weird because all you do is go to work and go home, and we laugh and say you weird and all this stuff, but you living according to God, David. You keep to yourself. You don't mess with nobody. And all you do is save for rainy days that don't never seem to come to you, but I see you on the other side, brother. Because I don't know who you is, but you something big on the other side. He died a week later or 2. I think a week later. And when people tell you who you are, listen. People been telling me who I was since before high school. Shit, when I was 11 or 13, 11 or 12. My granddaddy was the first one. And I was the last one to find out. Until the President of the United States called me. They asked me, did I have help from the other side? Yes, sir. I was raised in both worlds. How y'all know about the other side? She said, we have communicated with entities on the other side several times and spent millions on research. So we know about the other side. And I wonder now, did they find out about me from the other side or not? But when people tell you who you are, even if it's a stranger, believe them, because God put that in certain people to know certain things. And even though you cross their path for seconds or minutes, listen to their message. Thank you, and God bless.